Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Punneit Astrology. This is another episode with Rahu conjunction with different planets, and today we will discuss about Rahu and Sun conjunction. What happens when the Karaka of our own soul, Sun, sits with a Chayagrah Rahu? We all know that Rahu is an amplifier, Rahu is an explosion, Rahu is illusion, Rahu wants to do things what he likes, he doesn't listen to anyone. What happens when it combines in close conjunction with Sun in the same sign and sometimes in same nakshatra in your horoscope? Let us discuss more on that. So, what is Rahu? Rahu is illusion. Rahu is something which you want to achieve in this life. Rahu is a planet who wants to achieve, who wants to explore things, who has less knowledge, who is a symbolism of agyan, which is lack of knowledge, who is against Jupiter. And now Rahu, who wants to be obsessed always, who wants to get things by hook or by crook. He doesn't believe in any legal means, he just wants to have things, and then he will try his best to get that thing. What happens when this Rahu is sitting with Sun? What is Sun? Sun is our confidence, Sun is our soul, Sun is our personality, Sun is our decision making capacity. Sun defines our father, because Sun is the significator of father or any father figure in our life. Sun is government, Sun is legality, Sun is administration, Sun is your boss, your senior people, people who are high in authority from government sector. Sun is also king, that means kingly nature, the royalty in your own life, the confidence, self-esteem, all these properties are ruled by Sun. Sun is your soul, and also Sun defines your eyesight and also your health. So you see how important Sun is. What happens when Rahu is with Sun? This Rahu and Sun conjunction is said to be Grahan Dosh. That means this happens when Rahu wants to devour Sun, and we all know what happens, it is an eclipse. So this is an ecliptic yoga or ecliptic conjunction. Rahu wants to inflict its property over Sun. Rahu wants to derive its energy from Sun. That means Rahu is coming to influence your thoughts, to influence your self-confidence and influence your own personality. So when Rahu combines with Sun, it takes the energy of Sun and tries to radiate it outside, but in a darker way. So Rahu Sun conjunction people have the attitude to go to a different location physically, get settled in a different religion. You tend to go outside your religion to find peace and answers to your query. This is also a combination where you will try to achieve immoral practice sometimes. I'm not saying that you will. That means it shows that this Rahu can try to make you selfish. It will make you sometimes going low in self-confidence. That we will discuss in detail now. So, if Rahu is sitting with Sun, first of all it shows that you have a bad relationship or a neutral relationship with your father. You have ideological difference with your father. Your father was not absent at the time of your birth, or he may be traveling somewhere while you were taking birth. This also shows that you may have Pitra dosh, because Rahu Sun conjunction is considered as Pitra dosh, especially if it is formed in 9th and 10th house. Rahu Sun conjunction is a kind of a very tactical conjunction. Why? Because Sun defines your own personality. Rahu influences your personality. So now you will project your personality as a Rahu guy, one who is an enigma, one who is a confusion. You will always throw a sense of confusion in outside world. People will think that you are pretty confused, you lack self-confidence, or you are overconfident, because Rahu does all these things. Now if Sun is a solar energy that is coming inside you, Rahu is the distortion, it is the shadow. So shadow prohibits sunlight to actually define or fulfill its purpose. So this is the same thing that will happen in Rahu Sun conjunction. Sun will not be able to prove its point, Sun will not be able to execute itself because it is now being shadowed over Rahu. Now we have to see whether Rahu is powerful in this or Sun is powerful in this. We have to carefully see that. If Rahu is powerful, this becomes a very bad yoga. But if Sun is powerful, that means you have an option to come out of it if you strengthen your Sun. To strengthen your Sun, you should do Surya Namaskar, you should chant Surya Mantra, you should chant Surya Chalisa, Gayatri Mantra. All these things are solution to improve your Sun. And you should not be overconfident at times, because this is a conjunction where you will want to do things in your own way. Obviously, it will bring scenarios in your life in a way that you will try to achieve things in a very different way, and you will reject every possibility that will be given to you, and you will say, no, I will want to make my own path. This is sometimes good, but sometimes you will overlook the possibility of the difficulties that are ahead in the path you choose. So be very careful if you have a Rahu Sun conjunction, what path you choose to display your personality, to make up your life, because that is going to influence you the most. And next is Rahu Sun conjunction brings problems with authority. Someone who is boss to you, someone who is a supervisor, you will always have conflicts with your supervisor, because Rahu wants to do things in his own way. Rahu wants his own identity, his own path. But Sun, who is the Karaka of your own soul, is conjunction with that Rahu. So it's a huge conflict. Rahu Sun conjunction is a huge conflict in your horoscope. This also shows that in past life, you may have a very bad relation with your father or governments, and that is why now Rahu and Sun conjunction came up, so that you get the same in this life. And that is why you have to do upay for the Pitridosh in this case. Do not be overconfident, do not be underconfident, because since Rahu is a distortion, Sun, which is a energy of your confidence, will be distorted at times. Whenever there will be a Rahu Sun transit going on, or if the Sun is transiting over this Rahu Sun conjunction, that means probably on your birth month, you have to identify that isn't it creating some sort of a self-confidence in an extreme ways, because Rahu is extremity. So your self-confidence can go in either extreme, either it will be very good or it will be very bad. So a lot of fluctuation in confidence, a lot of fluctuation in self-esteem. People can insult you. This is a case where I have seen in many horoscopes that people complain that whatever they speak is being taken otherwise, and people come back and insult them. And sometimes there are court cases, there are litigations against their name, because Sun is your image in society. Sun is what you project, who you are as a personality. And when Rahu comes in, it throws you as a bad person. Someone who is a kind of a bad person. People will not believe in your words, people will not believe. There will be no faith, and that is the problem with the image that you throw. So you should be very careful in while taking any commitments, while telling truth to anybody, because whatever you will say will maybe taken up as a lie. We have to see this position of Rahu and Sun exactly in your horoscope, because there are thousands and millions of people who will have this Rahu Sun conjunction, and not necessarily it will behave the same for everybody, but it will behave differently. But the basic character, this video is about the basic character of this conjunction, and this will remain the same. So Rahu Sun conjunction brings problem with people who are working in government. Now this causes people to either take bribery or suffer from corruption. Now the problem with Rahu Sun conjunction is Rahu is Karaka of corruption. Sun is authority. So a corruption in authority. So this shows that it is present in your horoscope. So be very careful, because if Saturn has an aspect on this as Rahu Sun conjunction, then it will really beat up Sun, and your aura will be very depleted, and so you have to replenish that aura every now and then. You have to be very careful with Rahu Sun conjunction, because means you do something bad, you will be tracked immediately, and there may be issues with government officers and with administrative services. So a lot of tussle will develop between you and your supervisors. Now supervisor can be anybody. If you are in service, this shows that you should always be polite with your bosses. Do not argue, because it's okay to find your own path, but you have to see whether the path of your choice is actually correct or it is actually hampering somebody else. As I said earlier in this video, Rahu Sun conjunction really creates problems with your father or any fatherly figure. So this shows either your father was absent, or is absent in your life, or you really love your father, or your father loves you, but it is only one way. The other way, either it is neutral or bad, some or the other case, but you will find the lack of presence of your father, if not physically, at least emotionally. Because Rahu wants to eat up the sun. If sun is strong, sun wants to destroy Rahu. So it's a conflict. It's never a friendliness. It's never friendly. Rahu and sun cannot be friendly. Sun is light and Rahu is shadow. Shadow cannot be friend with Rahu, with sun. It's like darkness and light. So what you should do? You should chant the mantra Asato ma sadgamaya, Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, Mrityurma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. This is the mantra that you should chant every day. Every day. In early in the morning, especially after the sunrise, to improve the power of sun, to remove the darkness from your life, to increase the light in your horoscope. So that, because sun is the star which is giving light to every planet. So if sun itself is down, no matter what Rajyog you have in your horoscope, it will not fructify 100%. You have to improve sun no matter what. Because if sun is bad, who will give light to other planets? If sun is eclipsed, how will you get light? No other planet will get light. And that is why, friends, I have seen that there are people who says that they have this Rajyog and that Rajyog, but because of this Rahu Sun Conjunction, if it is in 6, 8, 12, none of your other planets actually fructifies itself, and even having Rajyog makes no sense here. So if you have Rahu Sun Conjunction, this is the first thing that you should do in your horoscope, is to improve your sun. Chant mantras, be positive, be enlightened, take sun bath. All these things are small remedies. Obviously, remedy is actually should be very specific for the horoscope, but I am telling the general remedy here which you can easily perform. Rahu Sun Conjunction. Again, what happens when the Rahu Sun Conjunction happens in different houses? Let us find out that. So, what happens when Rahu and Sun Conjunction is formed in the first house? That means your ascendant, Lagna. This means, first of all, Sun is the sign of your personality. Ascendant is your personality. Rahu is in your ascendant. It makes you an enigmatic person. This shows that your childhood was not that good. It shows a traumatic childhood. Your relationship with your father was not good. Your father may have left you at birth, or he may have you may have an absence of father in the early childhood. This also shows that you have health issues which are persistent throughout your life, and you are suffering from a bad eyesight or some or the other circulatory issues in your body. This shows that you are ever confused, and the position of Rahu and Sun in the first house is absolutely not correct. But what if this Rahu Sun conjunction is still positive? What if Jupiter is sitting along this? What if there is an aspect of Jupiter? What if there is a Mars aspect on this Rahu and Sun conjunction? If Saturn is placed but in a positive way? There are things which Rahu and Sun conjunction will give you, which you will have better than the other. Now, Rahu is a foreign agent, means something which is foreign in nature. Sun is your identity. So this shows that, first of all, you may want to become somebody else. You will try to get your information, you will try to get the personality of someone else. You can be a good mimic artist. You can imitate almost anything, and this also has a lot of benefits. If your other yoga in your horoscope is doing good in your horoscope and you have a very good chart, then this conjunction actually turns out to be beneficial for you. Okay, in your personal life you can have a few bad experience, you may be down with self-esteem, you may be insulted a bit, but these are parts and parcels, and if these may be in a very small magnitude which is almost avoidable. So in that case, if Rahu Sun conjunction is positive in first house, it makes you pretty skilled person, someone who has a very different personality, who is pretty much different, who is very much enigmatic, who is attractive, who will be a very different ruler basically, because you will be into an administration but a very different administrator. You would want to go out of the way to help anyone. It makes you selfish, but if it is positive, these negative traits will be at check, and this will not impact you or anybody else around you, and will still make you very much positive. So don't think that Rahu Sun conjunction will always give negativity. Rahu is something which will give you extreme name and fame in the world. So if Rahu Sun conjunction is there, you can represent your country outside the country. For example, the athletes who win Olympic medals, scientists, because Rahu Sun conjunction makes you a great scientist if Mercury is good. You want to explore something else? This shows that you make your country proud, but in foreign places outside your country. So you can have pretty big, huge name and fame, because Sun is the Karka of fame. Rahu gives instant fame. So you get instant fame in the world. You can be overnight become popular. You go to a reality show and you become very much famous. So this conjunction, Rahu Sun conjunction in first house, can actually make you worldwide famous. But you have to see what degree, what percentage, how much Rahu and Sun conjunction is acting, who is strong. So that you have to check. Next, Rahu Sun conjunction in the second house. What happens when Rahu Sun is in second house? Second house is the house of your bank balance. Second house is the house of your speech. This shows, since Rahu is toxicity, this shows you are prone to food poisoning. You are prone to bad eating. You are a junk food eater. Don't do that, because Rahu will want to explore the second house, but at the cost of your own personality, at the cost of your own identity, at the cost of your own health. So this shows that you may have a certain kind of, a bad habit like smoking, drinking. You should avoid that. And drinking is obviously not the problem of your solution. You should find it in a better way, in a different path actually. Rahu Sun conjunction in second house makes you a very good orator. So when you will speak, it will be very magnetic. It will appear very magnetic to people. People will be influenced by your speech, provided this Rahu Sun conjunction is positive. If it is negative, this will not allow your bank balance to flourish. Unnecessarily, you will spend money on your health, on your father's health. You may have a bad throat. Your speech capabilities will be hampered if it is bad. But if it is good, it will give you instant increase in bank balance, sudden profits, and you will be a very good orator. People will believe what you say. You can become a very good politician because whatever you will speak will be influential. So if you have a Rahu Sun conjunction that is bad, you should obviously definitely cure that. If it is Rahu Sun conjunction which is good, you should definitely try to influence people for good, because if you do it for good, Rahu cannot do the bad, because Saturn is always there to see. Saturn will always give the karmic effects to you. So if you are doing good, you will get good. Now Rahu Sun conjunction in third house. Third house, Rahu Sun conjunction, Sun is not that good in third house, but still third house being the house of efforts, this shows that to be father, you have to provide a lot of efforts. This shows that you may adopt a child, which is absolutely not bad, but this shows that you may not have your own kid, because 11th from 5th is now in a very malefic influence, Rahu plus Sun. Now the degree of conjunction depends whether they are going away, because Rahu goes retrograde, Sun is always forward and Rahu is always retrograde. So whether they are colliding with each other or they are going away from each other, that you have to see. This shows that your efforts will not be recognized. So be very careful what you do for anyone, because then if you do good, your intention is good, but people will take it that you are doing bad for them. So this is not a good position for Rahu Sun conjunction. However, being an Upachaya Sthan, this shows an unconventional ways of doing business, unconventional ways of getting profit out of your job. You can become an employer. This is a very good yoke to be an employer, to start an unconventional business out of nowhere, where your efforts are recognized, but in a very different way. You can become a coder. You can create an app and become overnight famous. So now Rahu Sun conjunction in fourth house. Fourth house is the house of your motherland. It is your sukh, or you say pleasure. It is your happiness. It is your vehicles. It is your own home, your motherland, your country. and it is actually your comfort zone. Now Rahu Sun there, you will always be having problems with your own comfort zone. You would want to get out of your home, live alone, try to explore new areas. So this makes you a traveler. Again, your ninth house has to be seen. So that traveling thing is also applicable for the third house. But in fourth house, it makes you very much uncomfortable at your home, and you may feel a step behavior. That means, what do you say in English? In Hindi, we call it as a paraya swabhav by people. People will treat you inside your home and in a bit bad way. Circumstances can be created so that you are not well taken up inside your own home or inside your own country. This shows problems with the government. This shows a lot of legal issues. So when you have a Rahu Sun conjunction in fourth house, try to set up a laboratory, become a scientist, become a researcher, because then if it is in your own home, you explored ideas, you explore things which is of different horizon. That is like double thumbs up. It will make you a great personality in this world. You will be flourished like anything. You will have a lot of money because you are doing something which is not of your own realm. Try to do that. If Rahu Sun conjunction is in fifth house, in the Kal Purush, the fifth house is Leo, which is the natural Singh Rashi ruled by Sun. Now when Sun goes in fifth house, this is a bad combination. This is actually bad, and this will not do good unless Jupiter or some good planets is watching them, or Sun is extremely powerful in this case. Because in fifth house, Rahu and Sun will make you work so hard for almost everything, because fifth house is the house of productivity of your life. So the productivity of your entire life goes down. Rahu wants to explore. Sun is your own personality. Sun is your own soul. Sun is the decision. Sun is the vision of your life. Rahu will malign that vision. And in order to bring productivity, you will take unnatural, maybe illegal ways. Because you want things overnight. Don't do that. You will not get, because this is only Rahu trying to push you into path where you should not go. Fifth house is the house of child or offsprings also, because it is also the productivity of your life. Because you reproduce, it is the fifth house. So fifth house, Rahu Sun combination creates a lot of problems in getting your own child. Almost I have seen in few cases where instead of adoption, you don't have any other option. This also shows if it is for a girl, this shows artificial ways of bearing child. If Rahu Sun conjunction is in sixth house, Rahu Sun conjunction will work very well, very, very well, because sixth is a Supachaya house. This destroys enemies. This shows you, if somebody has enmity with you, you will just pounce on them and you will want to take revenge like anything, because Sun is being malefic planet, Rahu being extremely malefic in the sixth house, which is house of litigation, house of conflicts, house of small diseases, recurring items, small things, enemyship. So you will fight your enemy like anything. Your confrontation with your enemy will be very much disastrous. So again, your actions will be always taken up by Saturn, because Saturn rules the natural 10th and 11th house, which is your karma and your labh or gains from the karma. So your karmic balance should be very positive in this case. So you have power to fight back. Use it when you are down in your life. Fight with your problems of your life. Because you have the capacity to punch your problems of your life right into the face and become a winner. So become that winner. If Rahu Sun conjunction is in seventh house, marriage, huge issues in marriage. Plus this shows that there is a very high probability when you will be married to a person of a different race altogether. For example, if you're an Indian, you marry an American, or you marry someone who is from Europe. Completely out of your league, completely out of your country even. Someone who marries people of different religion. Anybody. A Buddhist marrying Christian, or a Hindu marrying Buddhist, a Sikh is marrying a person from Europe, anything like that. So this shows cross religion or cross cultural marriage. Plus this also shows that you will have problems in your married life because of your own ego. There will be ego clashes with your spouse, there will be problems, but you have to really hinder those ego, because sun is all about ego. Sun is your ego. It's you, your own identity, and identity is nothing but without an ego. But Rahu expands it, Rahu amplifies it, Rahu explodes it. In any happy marriage, an exploding ego is always a problem. Be very careful with that. If Rahu Sun conjunction is in 8th house, sometimes it is seen to be very negative, but this shows presence of occult and supernatural things in your life. It makes you a visionary. It gives you a connection with the higher world, a connection with the supernatural world. You will have connections with other dimensions, and you may have clairvoyant power, so you can become a tarot reader, you become a tax agent, you become an administrative officer in a tax company, in an insurance company, or you evade tax and evade insurance. Both are the positive and the negative side simultaneously. Be very careful of your health, because this gives you chronic illness, and you have to be very, very, very careful and try to maintain a good health and maintain a good self-confidence. Be very careful with the people whom you come in contact to, because people will try to gain benefits from you. If Rahu Sun conjunction is in 9th house, very simple, very simple. You will reject all gurus that you have. You will think you are the guru of your life. You are the person who can run your life by your own way, and you will be like, I don't believe in my religion. It's okay. God, you may reject God. You may reject everything, which is supernatural, basically. You will say this physical world is the ultimate and there is nothing beyond this. Whatever you are saying is absolutely crap, and this doesn't make any sense. This makes you a scientist, because I say ignorance is wrong, negligence is wrong. Being on the opposite side of any debate is absolutely okay, because if you're in the opposite side, at least you will have chance to put your points forward and then try to judge the situation whether he's correct or the person who is debating in front of him is correct. But if you're completely ignorant, you may miss out many things. So Rahu Sun conjunction in 9th house makes you a person who changes your religion, or who develops faith and belief in a different religion, who actually preaches other religion, and who goes into a different country, who wants to travel a lot, because Sun is personality and Rahu is explosion. Rahu wants to move all around, Rahu wants to explore a lot of things, and Sun Rahu conjunction in 9th house shows you will explore religious places and places of historic importance, archaeology, Egypt, photography. You want to capture things, capture moments, because you have a very bad memory. So you want to explore your own life, explore your horizon, explore your own identity through various places, various unseen, unknown areas of the world. Rahu Sun conjunction in 10th house, if it is good, it makes you an administrative officer. Again, this is makes you in a military, in government positions. Maybe you are in a government tax areas, or in the insurance areas, or you are in a foreign administrative system of your own country. Rahu Sun conjunction in 10th house has to be taken a care, because see, Sun is your boss. Rahu is you who wants to achieve the position of your boss, that too today. So when Rahu Sun conjunction comes in 10th house, this hampers your own karma and the people around you, because 10th house is not just your karma, but it is your karmic area. So that is why Saturn rules the 10th house in the natural Kalpurush by the sign Capricorn. So if Rahu Sun conjunction falls in the 10th house, you have to be very careful with your actions, because whatever you do, Saturn is watching that. So you should not argue with your boss. You will always have confrontations with people of higher authority at your workplace. You have to calm down. It's okay. You may not get areas where you will explore your talent. So if that is the case, it's best for you to do a job which is your own, your own fascination of, wherever you want to. If you are a photographer, go to photography. Don't go and sit in an IT company. because if Rahu Sun conjunction is there in the 10th house, and if you go if you go and do a job in a place where you don't belong to, you will never be happy. You will always have confrontations, and this hampers your career actually. So you should wisely choose your career from a place where you are really interested, and you will definitely become successful, because if you are really interested and you are choosing that career, Rahu will amplify that position. Sun is your own personality. That career will be you, and you will be that career. That is the best way to improve. If Rahu Sun conjunction is in 11th house, this gives unexpected gains of your life, unexpected income. Suddenly out of nowhere, very fast growth. It's the best placement, Rahu Sun conjunction in 11th house. Sun is very strong. So if you see, Sun is between 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. that time. So the Sun is pretty strong, the Sun is pretty nourishing, Rahu cannot do anything. Instead, Rahu can only give in this case. So Sun wins when Rahu Sun conjunction falls in the 11th house. So you will have a lot of gains. This is mostly positive and rarely negative. Only it is negative in health issues, and you can have sudden health issues. So your health should be taken care of. So finally, Rahu and Sun conjunction in the 12th house. 12th house is the house of your loss. 12th house is the house of your expense of your gains. But you know, there is one small thing. 12th house is second from 11th. That means whatever inflow you have, that will be collected by 12th house. And 12th house is 11th from second. That means it is the gain of your second house. How 12th house is bad then? 12th house is actually not that bad. What happens with the 12th house is, 12th house is the house of expenses, but more or less 12th house is also the house of investment. People consider 8th house as house of investment, that's okay, but 12th house is also the house of investment, simply by the means that it is second from 11th and 11th from second. That's why 12th house is extremely important, because 11th and second are both monetary houses. It is the gains of your own life. But what is considered bad? It is considered bad because it is 5th from 8th. So it is the productivity of 8th house, and it is 12th from 1st. So that's why 12th house has a higher negative characteristic. It is a very good for your monetary gains, but at the expense of your own personality, at the expense of your own health. And 12th house, if treated carefully, will not only improve your first house, it will improve your first house, second house, 8th house, 5th house, and 11th house. This is the number of houses that it will influence. So you can understand, Rahu and Sun conjunction in 12th house influences 1st, 2nd, 5th, 8th, 11th and 12th. Almost half of your horoscope. That's how important Rahu Sun conjunction in 12th house is. So what it does in the 12th house? In the 12th house, first of all, it will make you jittery in your confidence, because 12th house is also house of subconsciousness. You will not inherit anything from your grandparents. You will have problems in inheriting property from your own parent. Your parent may not have a lot of property. This also shows that there will be conflicts in your marriage. You will have a lack of your own personal identity, and you will always search your identity in multiple places. Maybe you will try to search your identity in meditation or in occult or in someone else, sometime education. You will run here and there. It makes you a wanderer. Now here you have to improve Sun by any means. Sun has to be improved, because if Sun is not improved, 12th house will actually not allow you to get anything in your life, because it will hinder all possible gains. And say 12th house is second from gain. So gain want to expand here, but Rahu wants explosion. So this shows you will want, and you will go to any extent by manipulation, by cheating. I'm not saying all of you are, only few have this bad position of Rahu and Sun in 12th house and malefic too. Malefic in the sense that it is by the entire horoscope it is acting negatively. And then in that case it pushes you to some criminal activity. It can push you to negative aspects of your life. It can cause drug abuse. But if it is positive, it makes you spiritual. It makes you reject your grandparents' property, because Rahu is all about rejection. He wants, but he wants it on his own terms. So there you see, you may have a very bad term from your father or grandfather, paternal or maternal grandfather, and then you reject the property that you get and you say, I want to create my own. So these are the guys who are born, for example, in a business family, but becomes a CEO of a company and doesn't join the family business, or who is from a service class background. Everybody in the family is doing service, and suddenly that boy wants to become an entrepreneur. So this makes you an entrepreneur. Use it wisely, because Rahu Sun Conjunction in 12th house will give you circumstances where you will have tendencies to use non-legal means of achieving success. You will try to manipulate people. You will try to imitate other people. This is not a good thing to do when Rahu Sun is in 12th house. So you see, there are 50-50 chances of being it good and being bad. It's unlike Rahu Sun Conjunction in 11th house. Although it is much better than Rahu Sun Conjunction in 1st house, but Rahu Sun Conjunction in 12th house has to be really taken care. Especially if I see this Rahu Sun Conjunction in 12th house in any person's horoscope. This is my first thing to control Rahu Sun Conjunction before even looking at any other planets. Because if it is treated positively, this can actually give you unseen benefits, because if Lagna is you, 12th is exactly opposite. So this is the area which you don't see. I can't see my backside, right? So 12th house is the backside. I can't see this. So if this is positive, you will have unseen gains. If it is negative, you will have unseen losses. You will have hidden enemies. You will have hidden facts, which is not discovered to the world. And if it is bad, after a certain time, these facts will be revealed, and you should not hide those facts with anybody, because you have to be you should have that fear that sun is all about light. So there will be time when sun will be positive in transit. There will be times when Jupiter will be positive in transit, and that is the time it will push you to turn your back like this and see things in a much different way. What you will do then? So Rahu Sun Conjunction in 12th house, people, be very careful, consult an astrologer and take remedies for this conjunction. Now, Rahu Sun Conjunction also is known as Pitridosh, and Pitridosh must be dealt in a different way. Now, every Rahu Sun Conjunction in almost all of the houses doesn't get entitled to be a Pitridosh. You have to see the horoscope of other members of your family to exactly pinpoint whether it is exact Pitridosh or not. That depends upon astrologer and his capability to understand the exact negativity of this Rahu Sun Conjunction, or the exact dignity of positiveness of this conjunction. Although Rahu Sun Conjunction is lot better than Rahu Moon Conjunction, because Rahu has a greater influence of Moon, much greater influence of Moon than that of Sun. The good thing in Rahu Sun Conjunction is, if Sun is made bright by your own knowledge, by your own wisdom, by your own finding out the greater good, believing in the greater good, believing in the greater path, and believing in the path of positivity, this sun can easily become positive. Chant Gayatri Mantra, as I said earlier in my video. Asato Ma Sadgama mantra chanting, any godly mantra chanting, whatever religion you belong to, it doesn't matter actually. Until you believe in positivity, till you believe in humanity, till you believe in the best interest of the entire universe, till you believe in the positive universal energies with you, Rahu Sun Conjunction can never harm you. It doesn't matter whether you have it or not. Because remember guys, I will tell you a secret here. Sun remains in one sign for almost a month. That means every year, people born will have Rahu Sun Conjunction. For example, right now Rahu is in Leo. Sun will go into Leo soon. Sun will go into Leo somewhere around after 15th of August. Sun will go into Leo. Sun will be in Leo till 15th of September. Now, Rahu is transiting from Leo to Cancer on 18th of August. That means anyone in this entire world who is born between around 14th of August till 18th of August will have Sun Rahu conjunction. Depending upon the time of your birth, your ascendant will change, and so your bhava will change. So is this Rahu Sun conjunction will be bad for almost everybody who will be born in these 4 days? Absolutely not. You have to carefully see whether it is good, bad, the dignity, whether it is giving a 5% aspect. If Jupiter is sitting, suppose for example, if Rahu Sun conjunction happens in Aries sign, Rahu cannot do anything. This person will be extremely enthusiastic. And if Jupiter has aspect on it, you become world famous. This is not negative. I will say energy is energy. It's the use of the energy that makes it good or bad. You have an energy called Rahu Sun Conjunction in your horoscope, which is inherently a negative combination. It's a conflicting energy. But if you use this conflicting energy, just like you use a fire in a controlled manner, you can lighten your house and you can remove the darkness and not burn your house. So lighten the candle but not burn the house. That would be my advice for Rahu Sun Conjunction people out there. Thank you guys for watching my videos. Do not forget to click on subscribe, because it is the subscription that helps me understand what you want from me, what videos that you want from me, what content you like. Do not forget to subscribe my channel and click like for this video if you like this video, and do comment your suggestions. Your suggestions are very valuable to me. Do follow my Facebook page, my Instagram page, my Twitter page. Every link is in the comment section below, in the description section below. So I hope you and me will be connected forever. Thank you guys. Thank you for being with Punneit Astrology.